So most of you, I think, know I work in marketing, and a lot of you know stuff I would do in marketing very often comes down to events. Um, Done a fair few sort of event marketing sort of gigs in my time, and recently, I think we have had probably one of the the biggest infamous failures of an event that will go down in history that people are already calling the Fire Festival for children. Now, if you've never heard of the Fire Festival, a very good documentary on Netflix, and I believe there's another documentary about the Fire Festival as well. Also, both worth watching. So if you don't know about the Fire Festival, go watch those. And trust me, that's that's incredibly bad how that went down. But to say that you've had this event and it has gotten so much coverage in local and national press, and I think at this point international press, which kind of surprised me. um I've got a friend in Belgium, and I sent her the article about to go, have you seen this? She goes, oh yes, I already know about this. And I'm just like, how has it spread that far? But hopefully, today we're also going to introduce you to your Halloween costume for this year. So expect a lot of people to be dressing up as this particular character called the Unknown, who I think now definitely needs to enter the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory canon somehow. We need to make that happen. I don't know how we can make it happen, but it needs to happen. But as always, thank you very much for again coming along to watch today, helping support the channel. Like I say, click the like, click the share button. Links down below, the Patreon page, the One Off Nation link called Buy Me Coffee. You can well buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button, and of course, there's the Pony Club down below as well. So let's go on. Oh, hang on. Let's go on into this, because oh my word, the more stuff that has come out about this, that just the more questions I've just got to ask. Like, how on earth did this go so wrong? So, this comes from the BBC when they covered it. The Willy Wonka experience. How did the viral sensation go so wrong? It was billed as the place where chocolate dreams become reality. The website for the chocolate experience, held in Glasgow last weekend, featured vivid images of a themed fantasy world. Uh, from what we know now, apparently that was done by AI, but we'll get into that later. Inspired by the Roald Dahl character and the recent Wonka movie, it boasted an enchanted garden, a twilight tunnel, and an imagination lab. Hundreds of parents were persuaded to pay up to £35 a ticket for an event which promised surprises at every turn. And oh boy, did they get surprises, just not the surprises they were expecting. So, Willy Wonka was a fictional chocolatier who ran a competition for lucky finders of a golden ticket to visit his factory. But the visitors who hoped to relive that classic book and the movies, including the 1971 original starring Gene Wilder, were left very bitterly disappointed. And here's the thing, there is now like a massive opportunity for someone to actually do this properly, because this type of um, interactive experience, interactive type of thing. There are a couple of companies that in Sheffield that I know that do this type of thing like on the regular, and even they have been appalled at how bad this turned out. But I you would never get the event organized. I think the event organizer is going to go disappearing very quickly, which also get into in the moment as well, because turns out Um, you know, but we'll find out in a bit. Um, Anyway, eager families who turned up in the industrial estate in White Inch described it as a little more than an abandoned empty warehouse. Just a handful of embarrassed actors tried to make the best of some sad-looking props and a bouncy castle. And I feel so sorry for these actors because they've come out um, having been put on a massive, on this viral thing, and lambasted. They've come out, all of them have come out, like the two people who played the Oompa Loompas, the guy who played sort of Willy Wonka. They've come out and told their story about their experience on this. So the promised chocolate fountains and the quote chocolatey delights were very conspicuously absent. Children were instead offered a half a cup of lemonade and a small ration of jelly beans. And what's even worse is, bear in mind, if you are putting on this type of event, especially with kids today and allergen stuff, you've got to have like the allergen information. If you're going to give anything like this, you've got to have the allergen information ready. If someone asks you, you've got to be able to know it, or you've got to be able to point at something which shows you this information. Because I will tell you now, if there was a child that had a reaction to like one of those jelly beans, oh, this event would have gone from like legendary infamous status to epically infamous status. Anyway, as tempers rose, police were called within hours of the event, was then abruptly cancelled, leaving some families unable to get in at all. The organizers were the House of Illuminati, an events company which, according to the website, specializes in crafting extraordinary experiences. Its listing with Company House reveals it is a limited liable company with just one director, a man named Billy Cole. Last week, the footage circulating on social media showed a man identified as Mr. Cole by actors involved in the event. He was now flanked by security staff as he tried to placate angry parents outside the venue, with one woman accusing him of having scammed children. He promised them that full refunds would be processed shortly and has admitted that, quote, artificial intelligence was used to generate much of the marketing for the event. Well, yep. Don't don't use that type of imagery if you can't actually, back it up. The firm House of Illuminati posted that it was, quote, an event gone wrong, and it would not be holding any more for the foreseeable future. So what do we know about Billy Cole? Well, it is not the first time he's being associated with a controversy over a cancelled event. Back in December of 2021, at Santos Grotto for disadvantaged children in Glasgow's, and it's like the Pollock area. I don't know how you say that. Was then pulled at short notice, citing concern over the Omicron COVID variant. Mr. Cole, who's one of the organizers, insisted that there would be distributing food parcels, fuel vouchers, and a selection of boxes instead. He later publicly defended his integrity when questioned on social media about what would happen to all the toys that had been donated to the event before the cancellation. He told the Glasgow Times newspaper, even though there are people putting a question mark over what we do, the people who matter to us support us, and their support shows how well we are trusted by the community. We have come from nothing more than a storage cupboard and a £100 voucher for helping over 40,000 children in Glasgow in a matter of months. And of course, right here, you see the infamous character called the Unknown. You know? And of course, this year's most worn Halloween costume, I highly suspect. Another adventure that Mr. Cole is linked with is the now defunct website called Empower City, which shared knowledge that could be, quote, available to even average Joe startups and grow widely profitable businesses. Mr. Cole has not responded to the BBC request to tell his side of the story of the Wonka event, But a now trawl of internet resources have now revealed that he may be a very, very busy man. Late last summer, the author with a very same self-published name published over 17 novels that were listed on Amazon. One of them was The Occupation Inoculation, described as a conspiratorial journey into vaccination truths. The author's biographical information described him as enigmatic wordsmith from the bustling streets of Glasgow and a rising star of the literary world. It continues, with each stroke of his pen, Billy Cole crafts new narratives that will blur the lines between reality and fiction, leaving readers enthralled by the unpredictable twists and turns that lie ahead. One reviewer of the book was, however, not convinced, describing it as an absolute nonsense filled with gibberish sentences, which he said had all the hallmarks of being written by AI. Well, for a man who can suddenly, pump out 17 novels in literally a year, would not surprise me. Would not surprise me. So, since the furore over the Wonka event, some actors employed by Mr. Cole have now been told that they were offered over £500 for working the weekend, but are now unsure if they will be now paid the full amount. I wouldn't be surprised if, what's the actors union called? It's not CAST, not RADA, it's not NODA. Equity, that's it. I wouldn't be surprised if Equity got involved in this. Would not shock me. But hey, if those actors happen to see this video, get in contact with your representative because they will help you go after this guy and certainly get your money back, or at least make sure you get paid. Paul McConnell, who also played Willie McDuff, a character now seemingly based in Wonka, told BBC Scotland News that he handed over 15 pages of AI-generated gibberish as a script, but then tried to make the best of it, despite things turning very scary as some people became angry. The narrative involved him battling an evil rival chocolate maker called, quote, the Unknown, a character that was completely absent from the traditional Wonka plotlines, who was trying to steal Willy's anti-graffiti gobstopper. Anyway, images and videos of the event went viral, which is not surprising, and they've now been viewed by hundreds of millions of times on social media. And the story is even being reported worldwide by including CNN, the New York Times, and Rolling Stone. The Willy's Chocolate Experience website, which includes the contact form for other inquiries or assistance, remains live. Scottish actress Callan Dewan, who also is more used to working with slightly higher production budgets, went to that Wonka event that posted on X that she would love to be cast in any future movie based on the story of the debacle. One also widely shared pictures of an Oompa Loompa staring at some chemistry equipment in the jelly bean room, like she was desperately hoping the ground would open up beneath her and swallow her and end her nightmare. The actress's Kirsty Patterson later told one interviewer that she had just run out of jelly beans, which she had previously been rationing to 3 per child, and organizers were telling her to, quote, abandon the script. Kirsty then told BBC Scotland News that she had no idea what she was getting involved with when she agreed to take on the role, adding, I thought we were just going to have people working through the night to make sure that it looked better. But it was not the case. I think all the parents who attended can vouch. We were lovely, but we didn't make the children cry. We really tried our best. She has been shocked at the reaction, which has been so overwhelming that she had to leave her phone switched off for over 2 days, saying, I've got incredibly thick skin. I'm always happy to make a joke about myself, but I think it did get a bit too much when it was completely out of my control, she said. People were slagging off my looks and everything else. The use of AI in both the marketing, imagery, and writing appears to be now a recurring theme of Billy Cole's recent business endeavors. Ivano Butalali from a technology consultant's WePro said that the widespread ability of AI meant that potential misleading marketing campaigns could be generated with minimal effort. While generative AI can give everyone confidence and the joy to create wonderful images, there is now a big lesson in this story for all marketing teams that these tools must be used responsibly, she said. And this is what I've been saying for the longest time about AI. AI is a tool, you must use it responsibly. You would never use it to 100% do stuff. I've used it as like a research tool because sometimes ChatGPT can be a good research tool, like get me information about this, and it'll just bring you all the information you need. But I'd never use it for like completely like 100% like writing blogs or anything like that. Be silly. Um, Willy's chocolate experience has now its very own Wikipedia entry page. The entry itself has now left parents enraged and children in tears, but the internet's fascination with uh, how things entice are very awful gave it a profile that not even Billy Cool could have imagined. His AI enhanced online promotion promised a captivating environment. He may have unwittingly delivered on just that to a world of audience of millions. Yeah, it would also not surprise me if someone decided to capitalize on this and just recreate this event. Uh, see just how bad this event really was. And hey, bear in mind, there is a restaurant called Karen's where you have bad service by people who are like actors giving you bad service on purpose. So hey, maybe it's not too far to see in the future. Relive the Wonka experience. See how bad it really was for yourself. Going on tour, 35 quid a ticket. Oh boy, people would pay for that. People would pay for that. But yes, let me know what you think about this. Are you one of the unlucky parents who actually saw this? I would love to hear your thoughts on this, what you saw yourself. But oh my word, yes, this is going down in history. This is absolutely going down in history as possibly one of the worst events ever created. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.